September 2015 horoscope with me, Lada from astrolada.com. For everyone who has their ascendant, sun or moon in the sign of Aquarius. And what does September bring for us? Well, first the month starts with eclipse. Well, not exactly, but you feel it the whole of the month basically. Because an eclipse is felt the month before, especially solar eclipse, they can be felt up to 6 months after the eclipse itself. So it means that certain new beginnings, because there will be a solar eclipse in your 8th house, Aquarius. And so there will be certain new beginnings in regards to mutual finances. What I've seen happen sometimes in people's lives is when there is an eclipse, solar eclipse in their 8th house, is, for example, that a new source of income can come, which is connected to other people in some way, maybe to doing some partnerships, maybe pairing up your skills and your knowledge with another person or a few other people. And this can, over the next 6-7 months, while the eclipse is still valid, it can create new sources of income, or you might have to reconsider how you're doing your mutual finances with your spouse, for example, or with your business partner. You might have to introduce something new to the budget, or something new to how you're managing those resources. 8th house also, on a more deeper level, rules our intimate life and the sex life of a person. So there can be something like a new beginnings there. I'm not saying a new sexual partner necessarily, but something that over the next few months unlocks a blockage in regards to your intimate life. Something which was before stopping you from fully, for example, from fully opening yourself up in intimacy with another person. You might have certain realization over the next few months why this is happening and how to improve this, how to improve the more natural flow of sexual energy and any kind of exchange of energy between you and another person. So interesting, you know. But usually this might be instigated by some kind of crisis always, because this is how something comes to our awareness more intensely. And this is how we decide to create some new opportunities there, and how we try and find the reason and dig out the reasons because of something that is blocking us in our intimacy in life. 8th house is also the house of trauma, the house of anything that we keep buried in the subconscious, which has hurt us in the past, even in past lifetimes. This is the house of our inner demons. And when there is a solar eclipse there, over the next few months, a lot of Aquarius will be confronting some of their inner demons. They'll be coming to the surface, something that has more control over you rather than you have more control over it will come to the surface, whether it's an addiction to a person or a substance, or some overpowering habit that you have, or some overpowering fear that has more control over you than you have over it. You might have to be faced with such a matter over the next few months. And to find a new way to deal with it. Some people decide to even start psychotherapy when they have, after an eclipse happens in their 8th house. Because the 8th house is the house of digging deep and finding the underlying motives and reasons for certain behaviors that are controlling us. Why, for example, do you give your power to a certain person, or why do you give your power to a certain substance or to a certain habit? All those are our inner demons, you know. So when the eclipse happens, it puts so much awareness and the need to pay attention to this area of our life, and to find new ways and to find new resources, maybe through the help of another person, because 8th house is help we receive from others, whether it's financial, whether it's their money, whether it's their support, whether it's their advice. So maybe through help, through psychotherapy, so some healer or some advisor, you can get to the bottom of certain psychological issues of yours that are bothering you over the next few months, and put new beginnings there. Leave the past behind and find new ways to deal with those psychological traumas or those psychologically overwhelming situations or things in your life. Okay, that's one of the eclipses. What about the other eclipse? It's happening in your 3rd house, which is a lunar eclipse. It's happening in Aries, which is your house of communication. So you might find some piece of information. You can receive some information, some facts, something that is, especially towards the end of September, which might be surprising in some way because eclipses act in a bit of a surprising way, but which can also help you resolve certain issue, you know. So watch out for the flow of information that's happening, and there might be a focus there. You might be asked to present something. You might be asked to do some presentation or some communication, some with writing or with speaking, some writing project or some speaking project. Can take a lot of your time, can require a lot of your focus because third house gets activated, you know. And some of the relationships that you have with siblings, with relatives, with neighbors, with co-workers, teammates, playmates, all of those people that we are thrown together in our everyday life that we don't necessarily choose to, but that are around us in our environment, there can be some culmination of a situation with them. There might be some crisis as well that happens with such people, but which you can resolve as well, because full moons, which lunar eclipses are about resolving something, about finding a solution for something, about completing something, or maybe some dealings that you had with certain associates can conclude, or with certain teammates or relatives or neighbors or co-workers, and you might be required to do something together, and you're going to be able, in the months around the eclipse, a month before, a month after, to see the results from such cooperations with people and to reassess some of those relationships as well. Okay, this is, and also something that you've been learning or studying, whether it's a skill, whether it's a hobby, whether you've been trying to draw, paint, or sing, or learn a new software, learn to drive. There'll be a focus there for you in September. So you might decide that it's high time now to, you know, to complete certain studies or to learn something, to some certain skills, to develop them. There might be the need to use such skills to your highest extent, you know, to the highest ability. Okay, so this is regarding the eclipses. What else is happening? Venus, the planet of love and relationships, is starting to move forward in the 7th house for Aquarius. And 7th house is relationships. So over August, and maybe even July and August, you've been reevaluating certain relationships, whether it's a business partnership, one-to-one, or whether it's a committed relationship that you're already in, or whether it's a relationship from the past that came up and you started thinking about it, or even it came up physically returned back into your life. And now in September, when Venus starts moving forwards, you will have the final resolution. You will know by the end of September whether you want to stay in this relationship. If you've put extra effort in some business relationship or personal relationship to work, you'll see the results of that. It's as if you've made your peace with whatever's happening in that relationship, in that area of your life in regards to relationships and cooperating with others. And you're seeing the results of those changes that you started taking over the previous couple of months. And by the end of September, the beginning of October, you have gone on the next level in regards to a relationship, or if you have concluded it, you'll be kind of coming into peace with that. But this is like the conclusion period of revision of relationships. And some people would have gotten engaged probably, or taken the relationship to the next level if the relationship is a good one or the business partnership is a good one. Okay, so a lot of focus on your 8th house, as I said, where the solar eclipse is happening. New energies are coming there, new ways of dealing with past demons, issues of intimacy, issues of mutual finances and resources. There might be even some crisis that is triggered for you to pay more attention on those matters. You are also, as I said, 3rd house is activated with the other eclipse, and the 7th house. Quite a few areas of your life are triggered, you know. But actually passions continue to run high in regards to relationships, because Mars is also in your 7th house in August. So indeed the sexual energy increases as well. There might be tension and opposition with other people, because 7th house is other people, and Mars is a planet there that can create certain passions, can rise the temperature in the relationship a little bit in a positive or negative way. You know, so you try, and you might be around people that are a bit more demanding or bossy, or your partner might be, there might be certain tensions that plays, but Venus is also helping to resolve those, so it's not going to escalate into something big. But you have to be careful not to step on other people's toes, or if other people are trying to step on your toes, not to overreact too fast, because Mars can have this tendency, you know, for us to overreact and after that regret something. But you can be productive if you put your energy in regards to other people, because Leo and Virgo is very active this month, and they both are in your 7th and 8th house, which is connected to other people. So instead of trying to do things on your own, try to cooperate. Instead of trying to find ways to make more money on your own, try and see if you can cooperate with another and find such ways. Instead of trying to do new projects or something on your own, again, try, if you can, get help of another or insight of another. And this is how you have your strength. So it's almost like the ball is in other people's hands, and you have to work with that rather than against them if you want to be more successful in September. Thank you very much, Aquarius. Subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next month.